up, guys? It's Kathy. I'm back with another process video for you today. I actually made this one a little while ago and just finally got around to editing it and doing the voiceover. And I'm using a cut file that I bought from the Silhouette cut file shop when I first got my Silhouette, and there was a gift card that they give you so you can buy a couple of your own cut files. So that this is one of the ones that I bought, and it's cute. It looks like a little kind of half moon, three-quarter moon with stars all on it, and then little stars hanging down almost a little ways like a dream catcher looking one. And since I was scrapping a picture of my youngest, Reese, napping when he was just a couple of weeks old, I thought that this would be a nice little cut file to use. So it is quite delicate, and I do kind of glue it down as opposed to having it pop up, because it could catch pretty much, and I didn't want to deal with that. So for this layout, I primarily used the little you collection, the boy part of it, because I don't really have any girl part of that collection. From Crate Paper. I think it was designed by Caitlin Schaefer, and it's so adorable. You could totally use a whole bunch of it for other things other than baby, but the ephemera is quite, suited towards infant stuff, child, pictures. And the colors in the photo worked so well with the colors from this collection, and I just wanted to keep it light. Just because he just looks so adorable, all wrapped in the cute little blanket and everything like that. So I'm just backing it with a few different pieces of paper. I even, you don't even notice that I've backed it with a cloud paper in this instance. You don't see any of the pattern, but I just wanted a gray, and I didn't have a gray kicking around that I could find. So I just decided to use that. Like, you don't even see that there's clouds on it. It doesn't really matter, but anyway. So I'm gonna fussy cut some stuff out, and I think I just fussy cut out one or two little items, and I can't even remember if I end up actually using all of them or not. I just like that little, if you can hear bumping, it's my daughter. I share a wall with her room, and she's refusing to go to bed again and deciding that she's going to slam things against the wall. So I apologize for that. Hopefully she'll stop. And she probably can hear me talking, so that's probably why she's doing it a lot more. I ended up taking out a whole bunch of different ephemera that I want to use, like that little acetate piece, and I don't end up using it. And I take out stuff from the Wonder collection as well, and I don't think I end up using anything from the Wonder collection in the end. I think this is actually a really collection heavy layout. Besides the sheet that I backed that Silhouette file with, and maybe a few other things, it's pretty much all the Little You collection. It works so well with this picture that I couldn't help but use it. And I may have ordered a few more pieces of it today, just to have some. So I've said it before, but I keep all my ephemera in these little iris 4x6 photo cases. I have like 2 bins of them, and I need to get a third bin because I have so much ephemera. And I do keep like 2 different collections together, usually, sometimes even 3, and sometimes just 1, depending on how much ephemera is. And I usually try to keep them in, similar, I don't know what you call it, categories, I guess, when possible. I grabbed a whole bunch of ones that I was almost in a way just trying to use up. Like the little bottle is really cute, but it's not normally something I would even bother putting on a layout. Oh, see, that looks, I move this stuff around so much, this layout. Like, I'm looking back at it now and going, that's perfect. I could have went right with what you're seeing right now, and I would have liked it. But I don't. I know a whole bunch of it switches around. So that's kind of a little disappointing. Maybe it's because I didn't sometimes I take pictures of my layouts as I'm working on them so that I can remember where I've put stuff, because even if I like something in one spot, I do tend to still move it around a little bit just to kind of see if it might be better somewhere else, which usually causes everything else to move around. And I wanted to use the sheep too because he's sleeping, and I don't actually have a lot of sleeping pictures of him, so I wanted to use the little kind of sleeping bottle and the sheep almost to just kind of use them up so that I can kind of move on to some of the other pieces. And I liked that acetate that said "Sweet Little Baby." I know I do end up using it. And I mean, yeah, like even the layout as it is right now could have worked, but I know I do switch. I do switch it around. There is that little mouse mask looking thing, which is really cute. And that's like the one thing from the Wonder Collection, and I don't end up using it, but I definitely think I'm gonna try to use up some of the Wonder Collection because I bought a whole bunch of the Wonder Collection because I really loved it and haven't really used it yet. So I better use it. I wanted to bring in some of the wood grain. So I have that tag that says "Sleep all day, party all night" or something. I felt that was very fitting because Reese is definitely, he even still at just over 6 months is very, like, he still gets up at night. He hasn't started sleeping through the night yet. So, he'll go right back to bed. But at the beginning, he'd be partying all night. He'd be up, and then he'd be up for a while before he would go back to sleep. And I'd be up with him because my husband would have to work in the morning. So I was being nice and letting him sleep so that he could be well rested for work. So of course I'd be exhausted. The fun joy of being a mom. Though I would definitely put him to work on his days off and be like, well, you know what? It's your my my tiny attacher just fit to the edge of that acetate, and I do know that I can pull it apart and staple it, but I couldn't find the foam that I usually put underneath so that the staples don't go through anything. And so because I couldn't find that, I didn't want to be bothered looking for anything else, so I just kind of did it as best I could. If I wish I kind of wish I blah, blah, blah. I kind of wish I hadn't stapled that Sweet Little Baby acetate in there though, because I actually don't necessarily like it in there, but it's stuck in there now. Like I made that decision, and I have to live with it. So I'm just kind of deciding I don't want to take up too much. I don't want to cover too much of that cut file. There's so much blue and yellow going on in this picture or this layout. It's not normally like me to heavily use one collection so much. Oh, there's my daughter. No, my son. They were both off today. So they were giving me a break a bit, but they always have to come in and see what mommy's doing. So he wanted to get his hand in there. I know my daughter shows up at the end. I'm surprised he didn't stick around longer. He probably didn't think I was doing anything very fun. They think it's so funny that mommy films YouTube videos because my oldest Seth is 7, and he does watch YouTube videos. Some YouTube videos, different things like maybe like Minecraft type stuff or things like that. And my daughter and my son are obsessed with like a band called Steam Powered Giraffe. So we're always watching their music videos. And they're an awesome band because their music is great, but it's also very kid friendly. They're not kid musicians. They don't have like vulgarity or anything, so it's great for the kids to listen to. And they paint themselves up like robots. So my kids are like, oh, I want to listen to the robots, and I like steam powered stuff too. So that and so does my husband. So that ends up working out well. We all enjoy the band. So there's a shout out. If you are into that, you should just check them out. You might be into that kind of music. It's nothing heavy or anything like that. It's actually really great kind of alternative type, even a little country-esque type music. And I don't like or listen to country, but I don't really consider it country music. But no, it's great music. Anyway, off topic, but that's my band recommendation for the day. I'll start giving my movie and TV recommendations in later episodes, maybe. I'm just kidding. I I doubt anybody would be interested in what crazy stuff I watch on TV. I don't really watch TV actually. We have TV, um, but it's primarily for the kids. So I mostly watch YouTube or Show Me or Netflix if I'm watching something. So yeah, a lot of YouTube lately. Been into a lot of different stuff. Anyway, I think I've gone off to like pop that up on some foam, probably. This is pretty close to what the layout ends up looking like. Oh, then there's the bottle now. I kind of decided I needed to spread it across since it went to it went all the way across on one side, so it needed to go all the way across on the other side. And I felt it was a little too, I don't know, it was just too floating off the page and there wasn't enough grounding it. So I cut these two corners and I cut a big one in the bottom and a smaller one in the top since I had more room, just to kind of give it a little bit more weight and interest. And I do like how that turned out. And it adds more of the wood grain. And I go find these old basic gray because the blue matches really well and they're nice and big. And I wanted to play off that chipboard piece that says Goodnight on the bottom with the little star, and it says like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star in the acetate, and then it says Goodnight. So I decide I'm going to write Goodnight Moon. A book from my childhood, and I'm pretty certain I own it or my kids have it or I've read it to them at least. So I don't actually have any journaling on this one. I haven't done any yet because I really don't know if there's a need to do any journaling. So even in the pictures, there's no journaling. Sometimes I don't do journaling right away. I go back at a later time and do it. I'm so eager to get stuff filmed and pictures done. So I'm going to use some Heidi Swap Color Shine tinsel just to add in that dark, because those stars up in the right-hand corner and the sweet little baby is so dark that I needed to add a little bit more darkness to it. And I did add some enamel dots. They're like a very light blue, so they matched really well. So that's about it. Pictures are coming up. Thanks so much for watching. I know my daughter shows up. Yay, thumbs up. Bye.